All right, Red and Whites, welcome back to our match preview. This time we're here to preview Saints' next fixture in the Premier League, where we host Manchester City on the day of the 40th year anniversary since Saints last won the FA Cup. So today I'm joined by Josh Lawless, the editor of readmancity.com, to give us the views from the blue side of Manchester. Anyway, Josh, how are we doing, mate?
Not too bad. Glad to be here.
Great. So first of all, mate, for the viewers that haven't been keeping up with City, can you tell us how have you been performing recently?
Well, bar the Newcastle result in the Premier League, where we were quite disappointed, but perhaps fortunate to come over a point. We've sort of turned a corner in recent weeks, sort of buoyed by that Champions League success against PSG. We've got players like De Bruyne who are back on form, Aguero's firing them in, and obviously we had the Real Madrid result, 0-0 in the semi-final, which I think is a decent result. I mean, it's a big challenge at the Bernabeu to go and win it, but there's confidence in the camp at the moment, and that's the key thing. We've had a lot of injuries this season. Now we see to get our key players back fit and firing. So there's a good bit of momentum, and hopefully we can continue that at Southampton.
I mean, it's come at a crucial time for you, really, at this stage of the season, especially with the Champions League semi-final second leg coming up again. So, I mean, let's just talk about some of the key players now. You mentioned Aguero and De Bruyne. When they were both missing through injuries, a few months ago, you seem to have a dip in form. Now that they're back, you seem to be winning again. So how important are those two for your team?
Absolutely massive. Aguero obviously is I'd put him up there as the best striker in the Premier League. Never seems to get enough credit, in my opinion. The fact he's never been in the PFA Team of the Year, despite all those goals that he scored. I mean, he's getting the record at Newcastle, where he's scored his 100th Premier League goal, which is sort of evidence of his qualities. And then De Bruyne didn't get going when he was at Chelsea under Mourinho, but he's different gravy playing under us. He's been a revelation this season. He's been sorely missed when he's not been in the team, and I truly believe that had he not been injured for the spell that he was, then we may still be even in the title race at the moment. Obviously, that's not worked out, but he's crucial to the way we play. Both players, we always rely on them for the goods in attack.
So let's just talk about the Champions League now. And I said that sort of just a second ago that your form's come back at a crucial time. So do you think Pellegrini will have one eye on the second leg of the Champions League going into this game?
Absolutely, I think that is his priority, and sort of has been the case this season. We saw in the FA Cup against Chelsea a few months ago where he had a decision to make, and he went towards favouring the Champions League. And obviously played a weakened team at Stamford Bridge. Probably not so weak at Southampton, but I do think we'll see a couple of the fringe players in because he's definitely got one eye on that game. I think it's impossible to not have one eye on a game of that magnitude. So I won't be surprised to see quite a few changes. Maybe not too many to disrupt the team a bit, but enough to know that he's looking towards that big game at the Bernabeu.
So you reckon he will prioritise the Champions League? So what sort of players do you think he'll rest going into Sunday's game?
It's possible that De Bruyne gets a rest. He rested him against Stoke last weekend when we won 4-0. Toure has been out with an injury, so I'm not too sure whether he'll be in the mix for this one. It's possible that Aguero sits this one out, to be honest, and Bonnie comes in. And you see players like Delph and Kolarov, Zabaleta, maybe Mangala back in the fold, just so that the likes of Company, De Bruyne, Aguero and the likes can get ready for the big one, which is obviously the game that we're prioritising, as much as we still need to secure that fourth spot and Champions League qualification for next season.
So to wrap things up, mate, let's have your score prediction for Sunday.
I'm going to go. I think it'll be a tight game. Southampton usually presses quite well. I like the approach that Coleman takes, and I do think he's someone that could fit this sort of City approach. That's our directors, they like the way he plays football, similar to Pellegrini in the way that he goes about his business. But I fancy us to win 2-1.
Well, there you have it, guys. If you want to check out more Man City content, head over to readmancity.com, head of the game. If you like the video, guys, drop it a like. Don't forget to share. Leave your comments in below. What are your score predictions? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more.